It was summertime on the island of Sodor. Lots of visitors came to see the island and to see the sights and enjoy the wonders of Sodor. Everyone was busy with summer vacationers. Sir Topham Hatt even arranged so many trains that there were less freight trains. But instead the freight trains were longer than usual. Henry did not like this. He grumbled about it to the other engines. One day, Henry was talking to James in the yard. "I feel rushed off my wheels," Henry moaned. "We all are," huffed James crossly. "The trains are longer, both passengers and goods," Henry mumbled. "Just today I had to have Oliver shunt another coach to my train." "At least the holiday season will soon be over," huffed James. "Not soon enough," murmured Henry. "I'll find a way to make the trains not so heavy." James was coupled to his coaches and puffed away. Henry noticed that the brake van was putting more weight onto the train. A brake van is a wagon that is usually located at the end of a train. The guard rides in here and it allows him to help brake the train when needed. That is why it's called a brake van. Henry was to take a train of empty trucks to the quarry. He didn't want the extra weight of a brake van on the train, so he thought of a plan. Henry shunted the breakdown crane in front of the brake van. Then he shunted the empty trucks. By this time, Henry was late when he was coupled to the train. Suddenly the foreman ran out. "You have an unwanted car in your train," he shouted. Henry's plan was working. "Let's shunt it out," suggested the driver. "Can't," said the foreman. "You're already late." "Why not just uncouple the unwanted car in the brake van and let us run without one?" suggested Henry. "It's the only thing we can do," said the foreman. So the shunter uncoupled the cars. Henry was pleased, and he huffed away. He felt proud of himself. "This train is easy, this train is easy," he chuckled to himself. He raced on past Edward and Thomas. Henry was very happy. He climbed a hill. At the bottom of the hill was the quarry. Henry huffed up the hill. It was heavy, but without a brake van, it made it lighter. At the top of the hill, there was a sign that said all engines stop to pin down brakes. Henry reached the top of the hill. He began to apply his brakes. Henry couldn't hold the trucks back without the extra help from the brake van. Henry began to rattle down the hill fiercely. "Stop! Stop! Stop!" Henry cried. Henry was diverted away from the quarry sheds and right under the hopper where some cars were being loaded. Henry ran right into the cars and derailed himself. Stone and rocks from the hopper fell on Henry. Mavis hurried and got the breakdown train. And then she cleared away the unhurt empty cars and lifted Henry back on the rails. The rocks had dented his boiler. Douglas arrived and pushed Henry to the works. From this day on, Henry learned that brake vans make things a whole lot easier to brake the trains, even though they add a little bit more weight to the train. Once Henry was out of the works, he was very busy again, but he learned to accept it, and he worked hard to be a really useful engine. Next time on Thomas and Friends, Gordon's dislike for diesels has begun rubbing off on the other engines, especially cheeky Percy. Will Percy ruin his friendship with Mavis? Find out next time in Diesel Danger.